in communication. And you see, some of the people think that I am a poor communicator. If you haven't arrived yet, you have got to do some bit of extra reading in order for you to catch up with the changing state of affairs. So, colleagues, it is not that I don't know how to communicate. I am a professional mass communication expert. Go forward. I have come forward to work for the achievement of the way forward. Whatever happens, I have even chosen war as the means of achieving peace in the Democratic Party. I don't know what has come over me, but it looks like the spirit of Benchiwanka is now hovering over my own head. And I have nothing but to kowtow to what it espouses as the future of the Democratic Party. DP, incidentally, is a very old political party. Most of the young people, I think it was formed before even my parents recognized that they would take a similar route that eventually culminated into giving birth to my own self. So it is older than all of us that are leading it. That is the difference between the Democratic Party and all the other parties in Uganda. Most of the political parties in Uganda are led by those that formed them. So clearly they are just nursery beds. They can determine to either uproot, replant, they can even rename, they can amend rules the way they want. Ours, incidentally, the rules are entrenched in the bedrock of the history. We have a backbone and a background of grandparents that formed this party. They laid down the objective reasons that made it a logical necessity for this political party to be formed. So clearly, we are servants of this party. We cannot drag this political party along with our own aspirations. We can only listen to its historical views and chart the best way forward. Some of you do not even know my own trajectory and the pedigree as a politician. Yesterday I was reminded when we were attending one of the Dua celebration at NPS. I was shocked when they were showering praises towards me. You know, some of these things you need to be reminded. Located on the opposition. So when you choose to speak the truth, you are bound to be misunderstood. Because it is not partisan. But we cannot have a country that is not aligned to the truth. We have got in leadership two types of leaders. Those that do the donkey work and those that take the credit. Incidentally, you, the media, you have always published persons that choose to take the credit and left out those that do the donkey work. Because clearly, it is a matter of discipline that we let our leaders shine for things that actually we have ourselves molded and handed over to them as finished products. As Mbidde, I have been elected to positions of leadership in DP. The first one being a finance minister when I was in my first year of Makerere University of Uganda Younger Democrats, unopposed. The second one, National Vice President, Uganda Younger Democrats, unopposed. The third one, National Legal Advisor of the Democratic Party, unopposed. And 3 times, I have been elected Vice President of DP, unopposed. I have never been opposed for any position in DP. That one is not by mistake. And I want that to be calculated properly, to the extent that when I choose a new path, I will still be unopposed. There are things I have done in any position of authority that I have occupied in the Democratic Party. When I became finance minister, I gave the Democratic Party leadership as a winning candidate for being the president of Makerere University. I won. For the DP, I handed it over to them. When I left, the DP lost. When I came to the country, I established a cross-sectional command structure of college Democrats and university Democrats all over Uganda. I remember there was a time when the movement almost killed me because they witch hunted me when I was moving throughout the country, establishing branches. I remember when we were establishing a branch at Gulu University, the authorities were directed to remove me from the main hall where I was coming to address students. I ran out of the hall pursuant to tear gas and stood on an ant-hill. That is where I addressed the students of Gulu University from. The next day, one of the students rang me and he told me that police is now digging out the ant-hill. So that is the kind of witch hunt that we have so far entertained as leaders of DP. When I became the National Legal Advisor to front a single candidate to participate in elections of the East African Legislative Assembly, you will not win, you will not get more than 20 votes. Some of you thought I was joking. I know that parliament. I have won elections in that parliament for 10 years. So I know. What happened? He emerged with 14 votes, including the one that he came with from home, that made it 15. Now, there must be a different way and the manner in which we should handle our issues. I am not here to spill the beans. No, that is not me. But I'm here to guide the country. Some people were telling me, why are you going to talk and address the media? This should be in-house matter. No, politics is a public affair. Which house? You do not conscript the Democratic Party against its own membership. Let us build the consultative frameworks that will ultimately now make sure those that will sit in a house have got opinions reflecting the ground. The people's level to govern themselves that democratically is proportionate to the degree of their understanding of the structure and functioning of the whole social body. They must be informed. We are going to make sure we do as wide consultations as possible throughout the country. I have stepped forward to give that leadership. When you now look at what is happening in Parliament, all voters have shown up, they are the ones in Parliament. Most MPs never won. So we are going to be dealing with the body politic in Uganda that requires a complete overhaul. We don't have representatives. So the political parties that should otherwise run the oversight docket as much as practical are also choosing to be either silent or siding with the government without proper arrangements. So we are becoming a mongrel. You know, a mongrel, it can be a type of a dog, but which has been crossbred so much to the extent that nobody knows even what it is. Looks like a dog, it looks like a goat, anything can happen. So the Democratic Party has been turned into a mongrel. And that is why we don't win an election when we stand, because we have no message. The opposition believes we are part of government. Government believes we are part of the opposition. They front candidates against us, they torture us, the public is torturing us. Then we have a party president who now takes pride in winning one single parliamentary election and calling all the others veranda politicians. What is wrong with him? So something has to be done. In this experiment, 3 years of active service, and we are going to be extremely active, reaching out to all and the sundry branches of the party until we arrive at the best framework for our own leadership.